Last month, I invoiced over $60,000 in sales. I'm only 18 years old and I'm only working 3 days a week. I'm going to break down exactly how April went. The real numbers, the real lessons learned without sugarcoating anything. For context, I do inside phone sales for a residential landscaping company here in Arizona. No door-to-door, no face-to-face, just a headset, a script that I made, as well as a list of leads to give a call. And I've only been doing this since late January, and in my short time of working here, I have over $175,000 invoiced in services, and $60,000 of that came from April alone. So April has been my biggest month by far, and I want to document this stuff publicly every month because I think the real numbers speak a lot more than any kind of motivational quote would. So here's exactly how April was broken down. Over $60,000 invoiced over the phone, only working 3 days. My close rate between April sat between 65 and 70%. So that means that out of every 3 people that I was calling, I'm closing at least 2 of them. Over the phone, selling landscaping to people who have never met me and to people who have never seen our work before. I closed over 500 deals since January. My recurring client base, people who pay us every single month or more frequent than that, just keeps growing. Every recurring client that I add compounds to the revenue for the company long term, and my biggest single close in April was a $5,000 deal. One phone call, $5,000 in services. And when it closed, I felt absolutely nothing. That's what happens whenever you set a standard. The number that used to feel like a win just becomes a baseline now. That $5,000 close is worth talking about for a second though. Most people think that a big sale requires some kind of special moment, the perfect pitch or the perfect client, and I'm here to tell you that that's not exactly how it works. That call went down like every other call. I picked up the phone, went through the process, I handled any kind of objections that they gave me, and I asked for the close. The only difference between that phone call and my others was the number at the other end of the phone. That taught me that the process is the same regardless of the deal size. You don't need a different version of yourself to close a bigger deal. You need the same disciplined process applied consistently enough that bigger deals become normal. And that's exactly what happened, and it became normal, which means my next level is going to be $10,000, and I'm going to get there in one sale. I get asked constantly how much money do I make and what it is that I do with it. So here's the honest answer. I'm not buying things I don't need. I'm not trying to look rich. I'm trying to stack as much cash as possible right now while I'm young and my expenses are low. My goal is to have a $50,000 net worth by the end of 2025. I'm paying for college out of pocket, no loans, without any debt. So that comes first. Everything after that goes straight into savings and building towards something bigger. At 18, the most powerful thing that I can do with my money isn't spend it. It's stack it until I have enough to make a real move. And that's the plan. Now, here's where I'm going to be honest about May. On May 1st, our company integrated a brand new CRM system, and any salesperson knows what that means. Learning a new system mid-season slows absolutely everything down. My production has for sure taken a hit in the first week of May due to the transition, and most people in the content space would skip this part. They'd show you April's big number and leave out the fact that May is already harder. I'm not doing that because the reality of building towards something is that the obstacles don't stop coming just because you had a good month. A new CRM, a slow week, a rough patch of leads, these things happen. And the question is, how fast can you adapt and get back to your numbers? My goal for May is simple. Match April or beat it despite this CRM transition. I'm going to figure out the new system faster than anyone expects, and I'm going to keep my close rate where it's at. I'm going to say that publicly so that way you can hold me accountable. So here's my public commitment to May. $65,000 invoiced, close rate staying above 65%, and push for my recurring client base to be higher than it's ever been before. I'm putting that number out there because I think accountability is the one. I'm putting that number out there because I think that accountability is one of the most underrated tools in sales and building towards something real. When you say a goal out loud, especially publicly, it becomes harder to ignore on the days you don't feel like showing up. Come back at the end of May and I'll tell you exactly whether I hit it or not. No sugarcoating either way. I'm going to do this every month, real numbers, real obstacles, real lessons that I've learned, not the version where everything works out perfectly, the actual version. If you're building something right now in sales, in business, in anything at all, I hope this gives you a real benchmark instead of the highlight reel that you compare yourself to. I'm Carson, and I'll see you guys in the May recap.